You ain't gotta lie to kick in my nigga. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of You Ain't Got a Lie podcast. I'm your co-host, Two Wavy Jaysta, aka JSD. Who am I with today?
It's your boy F Money or Money for short. How's everybody doing today?
How's everybody doing? Indeed, always a great question. How are you doing today, sir? I'm doing
great.
good,
What
man.
about you? Had me a chill Saturday.
It's been a nice cold Saturday. I think we're sitting at 22 degrees. Let me verify real quick. We are at it warmed up a little bit. We're at 35. So, you know, last night it dropped to 18, so that was lovely. But nonetheless, on this Saturday, we keeping the heat with these topics. We're going to talk about the Campbell soup scandal, okay? There's a lot of juicy details coming out with that. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the NFL, but unlike last week, we're going to have another NBA buzz. Super excited for this one because it's a lot of things that me and Money get to talk about going on around the NBA. And then I think that's it. What else? Am I missing one? No, that sounds about right to me too.
You good?
All right, so very first topic we're going to go ahead and talk about is the Campbell soup scandal. That's what I guess we call it, the Campbell soup scandal. But before we even dive into this, if you're new here, please subscribe, hit that like button, share. Please, we really appreciate it. But nonetheless, Money, you want me to kick this off or you want me to go ahead?
I want to go ahead. I've been looking forward to talking about this topic.
So for the ones who don't know, tell them what's going on.
So I'm gonna say,
what is the scandal?
Okay, so apparently Campbell Soup executive was caught telling people that their soup is bioengineered meat and it's for poor people. And he ended up getting fired, and Campbell's had came out and made a statement regarding that whole situation. And it has people up at arms. It's basically, so I'll say, here's the thing though, Jay, not only did he make comments about poor people, he made comments about Indian workers too. So he came at what he considered poor people, and he went at Indian. So he was not only, he was racial, he was a racist person, sounds like. So he says that the Campbell's is highly processed food for poor people. The company's soup uses bioengineered meat. And he was terminated a few weeks later. They say the company issued a statement saying his comments were vulgar, offensive, and false. They say, we apologize for the hurt that was caused. That's what they said on Wednesday. And they said this behavior does not reflect our values and the culture of our company. And we will not tolerate that kind of language under any circumstances. They also came back and said our soups are made with no antibiotics, ever chicken meat. We don't use 3D printed chicken, lab grown or artificial or bioengineered meat in our soups. Due to this scandal and everything, right, Jay? The Florida AG has decided to launch an investigation under Campbell's and check out all their soups and meats and things like that. So due to that person, it caused them to be checked because, we got the health organizations and stuff. So that employee will probably be banned from any big time meat companies because of what's going on with Campbell's.
Martin Bali is his name.
Because they stock fell. Jay, their stock fell.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did.
Due to that scandal. So you're costing everybody, you're costing all the executives around you money, and then they're talking about he's trying to sue because that conversation should not have been recorded. Well, guess what? You shouldn't have said it.
True. I mean, I understand his part of it by you're confiding in someone that you thought you could trust. But, if someone has evil intentions, that's the type of thing that happens. A former cybersecurity analyst, Robert Garza, recorded Bali after reporting alleged racist comments and was fired in retaliation to claims on YouTube. So basically, like you said, he was recording the guy, and you know, and it was a lawsuit. The guy Bolly sued the guy that recorded him because to record someone against their knowledge is illegal in certain states. Certain states is actually not illegal, which is a whole nother conversation. But I don't know where the headquarters of this is. I'm assuming in Florida, since the Florida Attorney General is doing the investigation in the Campbells. So yeah, so he's suing him for recording him, and basically got fired for the leaked audio. And it's a bad look, honestly. It's a bad look. Initially, from when I first heard about it, the piece I kept hearing was, oh, it's made for poor people. And if we're being transparent, Campbell noodle soup is made for poor people. It's food in the can. It was never nothing fancy. It was never nothing like, oh, this is grade A quality. Like, you get what you pay for, man. If you're buying canned chicken, it's going to be canned chicken. So as far as it being food for poor people and then seeing a lot of black people be offended by it, I don't consider myself to be poor. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and that was initially. Now, obviously, later on we found out he was referring to black people, whatever. But the initial release was, it's for poor people. Unless you consider yourself to be poor, I don't see why so many people was offended right off the bat. But it's sad. It's sad, and it shows the world we live in, That's why, I cook at home. I cook my own meals very seldomly. Like, I used to love eating at Chick-fil-A. That was like my favorite fast food place. And then, Chick-fil-A came out and said, hey, we're changing our chicken. I stopped eating at Chick-fil-A. Very, very rarely will I eat out. And if I do eat out, it's to like a restaurant. Like, I barely do fast foods now, man. Because so much fake stuff and artificial stuff is put in the food we eat. You can't risk it. You can't risk it. And, going from when we were kids where we used to eat all the time, and even back then I don't think it was as bad as it got now, in my personal opinion, but we used to eat it so we were more immune to it. It's like, for example, I know you never had a dog, but I don't know if you know this, but you can raise a dog on eating raw meat, right? If you start them off at a young age, you can train them to where their body can eat and digest raw meat. My dog Socks, if I try to give him raw meat, he can't digest it and handle it. He's gonna get sick because his body isn't trained for that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever that happens, you can't just switch things up. And when you do switch things up, your body adjusts. So I say that to say our bodies have adjusted back from when we was in college eating McDonald's all the time, money. You know what I'm saying? So we could have handled it then. But now I know I don't eat McDonald's nowhere near. If I go to McDonald's, it's honestly to get a frappe. I think their frappes are delicious. I'm sorry. But outside of that, though, I don't eat McDonald's food. I don't eat McDonald's food. Like I said, I don't eat fast food. If I do eat somewhere, it's at a restaurant where you can sit down and eat.
Wow. I'll say this with Campbell's. I'm gonna say when you say certain things like that, even if it's not the CEO or somebody, at that level saying that, just an executive saying stuff like that puts a bad taste in people's mouths, and it leads to years of people
Correct.
boycotting your food. You may never regain that demographic.
And that's how it
ever
is.
because
One
of
mess
this.
up, even in the you go to court and you get proven innocent, it's like all the allegations was false. In the court of public opinion, people are still gonna hate you. It's people who still hate Michael Vick of something his family members did in his presence. To this day. That was years ago, money. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Once
I
people
know.
have their opinion for him,
I see it all the time. People hating them. Yeah, I agree, and I'm gonna say I don't think all food in can is for is I mean all foods in a can is for poor people. I'm gonna just say when Campbell's made that comment, and Campbell's is like what usually a cheaper amount. I'll say that's why he probably made a comment like that. But I'll say you know, there's certain things, maybe, fruits or whatever that you can get there. But like I said, like you said, I prefer to actually, especially if fruits, go and get it, from a
yeah.
store or something, to be honest with you.
And if you
To
look
be
at the
honest with
history of
you.
Campbell's soup,
And
they've had
with
many
Campbell's,
issues of where they've had recalls. They had contaminations in their lab. They had something happen.
Yes.
So it's not too far out of the realm of possibilities that, Bali was telling the truth.
Yeah, especially with the investigation getting, sent against them. And to be honest, I don't know if their headquarters is in Florida, but I'll say they have to have an important
Branch of some sort, yeah.
place
Correct.
in Florida for the age, branch or something, for him to say, hey, we're gonna launch this investigation because Florida's his district. So I'm gonna be interested in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we
when it
definitely
comes to
will be
this.
talking about this again. When we get more information, we'll be bringing this up for sure again. Because I know I'm very fascinated by it. Like, this is something like, I mean, I used to see this as a kid, you know what I'm saying? So to fast forward to hear that, it makes you think like, well, how long could they be using bioengineered meat? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some videos, and obviously they get labeled as fake videos, but I've seen some videos of these bioengineered, meats and stuff like that. It was one I seen where they was bioengineering the chicken. The chicken was born with no eyes, no mouth, and it was like featherless. And basically, it was made to be killed so they can cook it and do all this weird stuff with it. It's scary. It's honestly scary, the things they're doing in these labs, and it's not real food anymore. And the real stuff is they quadrupling the price of it to where making it, out of reason and putting it out of people's budget, which is why people are turning to these alternatives. That's why America has such a large obesity rating, because all the healthy stuff is expensive. Have you ever been to Whole Foods before, Money?
Yes, my
Whole
cousin
Foods
goes
is
shopping
very
there.
expensive. Compared to like going to Walmart.
Yes.
You buy some ground beef from Walmart, you can probably get a pound or 2 or 3 pounds for up to $10, $12. Whole Foods, that thing gonna be like $18, $20. And I get it because they're guaranteeing you the freshness, the authenticity of the meat, and that it's from a trusted grass-fed, cow and all these other things. So they're basically putting their name on it like that. But most people can't afford that.
But you know what that has me thinking? What if, I know it may sound crazy, but what if some of these companies are saying all this stuff just to charge extra?
That is true. I mean, it'll have to be an investigation on. You would have to have proof though, because, for example, you're a $1 billion company. I myself am a nobody compared to a $1 billion company, and I say, "Hey, Mister, you and your company, Money Barnes, are selling lies. Those aren't grass-fed cows. They are in a farm, and they're there to be killed, and that's all they are. They're at the slaughterhouse. Prove it." Random person who has $50 to his name. So you are right. It is a possibility out there, but you will have to be able to prove it. So it's a lot of trust in it. It's a lot of trust. And from my experiences, I used to really shop at Whole Foods back when I was playing ball and I was really investing in my training and health and stuff like that. It was a lot of. I did research into some of the companies, and from the research I did do back then, it was legit. It was legit farmers. It was legit companies. Like all that stuff lined up. Like everything they were saying. Like you could even go as far as some of the places, if you did enough digging, you could find like the number of the farmer, and you can call him and ask him how he does his what's there. Yeah. So from my experience, and that's once again, this was 10, 11 years ago. So a lot could have changed, but back then, Whole Foods was legit.
Yeah, I was just saying, some of these
You're right, though.
companies
Yeah,
could
you
be
100%
saying we're
correct,
all
yeah.
organic and, you know, just charge extra just because they can. So I was just throwing out a scenario. I wasn't saying Whole Foods as a whole. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
saying,
100%. You're
it
100%.
could happen because a lot of
Yes.
lies out there,
But you got anything else you want to add to this?
I'm gonna say with Campbell's, I'm gonna say good luck because y'all have angered a lot of you've angered what we say black folks
Yeah.
and Indian folks.
A lot of people who buy your
And
product.
then you angered the people you say you consider poor too.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, cause somebody might be the CEO might be in trouble.
It's not a good look. All right, moving on to our next topic.
All right, yeah, I'm ready.
NBA buzz. We haven't had too many NBA buzz. I think this may be our third one since the season started, or second, around that realm. We haven't had too many. But the very first topic, Money, I want to talk about Chris Paul being waived 2 hours after their game.
I knew you wanted to talk about
Unacceptable, bro. Chris Paul is a seasoned vet, been in the league for, I want to say, 18 years, 19 years, 1 to 2. He's up there with LeBron. Bro, it's unacceptable. How can you waive a guy? Like, this is not how you do business. Apparently, Tyronn Lue and CP3 butted heads a lot. And Tyronn Lue just was like, oh, he wasn't a good fit. The Clippers are 6-17, Money. And they're 13th place in the West. I don't think Chris Paul was a problem. So to go as far as to cut this man because he's saying, hey, I know how to win. I might not have won the championship, but I have a history of being on winning teams. This is what we need to do. This is what we should at least try. Maybe we should try it. Maybe we should try it. We won 6 games. Maybe we can try it for a game or two. And I get the GM doesn't want to get in and interfere Tyronn Lue, you know, how he runs his team. But what you doing ain't working, Lou. For you to be one of the top 5 best head coaches in the league, you don't look like it with this team. You got James Harden, who I think has been done for a couple years now. Kawhi Leonard, who I think is good for 4 games a year. It's not a good team, and it's not a good roster, and they're not being coached well. And the good players who can teach those young players, which I don't even know if they have any. I think they got maybe 1 or 2 rookies on their team. It's not a good roster. You were the Chris Paul, who has a history of showing guys how to win and how to play a little better. I feel like he's a great leadership in the locker room, and you just disrespect the man in the process of his farewell tour. Because it was very well believed this was his last season, and you just spill him like that. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm going to say this. Here's something that I don't think you thought about, but I've been reading. I have read on Bleacher Report. Guess who owns the Clippers pick?
Who owns the Clippers pick? Is it OKC?
Yeah. Yep. OKC owns the Clippers pick. And guess what? This is probably going to be a top 5 pick. So the team that won the championship is about to get even better.
Yes.
It could potentially be the number 1
bad.
pick.
We don't know how worse they're going to get, but yeah. You're correct.
Okay. So that was one thing I had to bring up for the people. Here, number 2. There are some trade scenarios that they're talking about Kawhi Leonard. Like teams might trade for Kawhi Leonard, like the Heat and stuff like that. It's like Kawhi Leonard barely plays. Why would I give up a premium? I would give you a bag of chips and some mashed potatoes for him. You're not getting a lot from him because he has a big salary, for 1. For 2, he barely plays. And for 3, he gets injured in the playoffs.
If he couldn't last in the Spurs culture, I don't think he can last in the Heat culture. Everyone practice. Everyone suits up. Everyone watches film. Whether you like the Heat or not, whether you think they're a bad organization or not, they do business the way they feel business needs to be done. And Kawhi Leonard will not fit in there.
Yes.
Because we saw how it ended in San Antonio. He didn't like his teammates speaking out against him choosing not to play after doctors cleared him. So you think Pat Riley not going to say nothing when Kawhi's been medically cleared and he's choosing not to play? Because I think that's what a lot of this is in L.A. I think a lot of times he'll be like, hey, you're good or not. And he's like, I don't feel like I'm good.
Look at what happened to Miami with LeBron and Wade and stuff.
So.
Pat Riley won't accept that.
I'm right there with you.
So here's another thing, Jay. Here's another thing, Jay. There was a report that came out to even bash Chris Paul even more, talking about James Harden wasn't sure that Chris Paul was a right fit before they signed him. James Harden, the dude who don't play no defense, is going to tell me Chris Paul is a bad fit?
Chris Paul almost took you to the finals.
Yeah.
James Harden,
and he didn't say nothing about Kawhi? Yeah. You don't say nothing about Kawhi when Kawhi is playing 5 games a season, 10 games
It's like people
are
scared of Kawhi because I rarely hear people call Kawhi out. It's like they walk on eggshells with this dude. He's not a beyond reproach. He can be reprimanded like the rest of them.
Yeah, I agree. And then there was another report talking about James Harden will be open to going to Houston, teaming up with teaming up with Kevin Durant. Why the freak would I want somebody who don't play no defense, and we got to give up young pieces for him? Why?
They're a rookie they drafted in the first round last year, Money, who a lot of people like coming out. Do you know why he didn't play?
He didn't play defense.
So you take a kid that everyone likes coming out, who's known for his offensive skill set, but because he's not a good defender, we've sat him all year. And you're going to bring in James Harden around these young kids who is beloved in Houston, who is the strip club king. That's a bad influence, man. At least with KD. KD's not a vocal leader, but KD keep the main thing the main thing. He going to go out there and hoop. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to hoop. James Harden going to be like, man, y'all trying to hit these clubs. Bro, we just lost by 30. I know, but you're going to feel better with some booty in your face. That's what type of time Harden going to be on.
Get them lemon pepper wings, too.
I say hell no to that. Do not bring him back to Houston.
Jay, I'll say this. We have to question if Ty Lue is even a good coach. Yeah. Because, let's just be real, his only championship
was with the GOAT.
He had LeBron. Yeah. One of the greatest players of all time. Yeah, one of the greatest players of all time. And everywhere else, it looked like he's failed. Let's just be real.
Maybe it was the reason why the Lakers ain't want to hire him. They knew something we didn't know.
See? Look at that. You know, it shows, you know, that a lot of people didn't think he's as great of a coach as people are viewing him. Let's just be real, bro. If me and you had LeBron, we could probably sit back, eat a bag of Doritos on the sideline, and still win. Back then, LeBron, we could, you know what, bro? We'd be in a huddle acting like we saying stuff. Look, bro, just get LeBron the doggone ball. All right? I'm in there drawing up plays. Okay, LeBron, you going to cut for that, that lob. Okay, LeBron, I'm setting you up a three. The rest of the team's like, bro, you only calling out plays for LeBron. Bro, you got a problem with it? No, yeah, coach. You know what, bro? You on the bench.
You come sit next to me.
You on the bench, bro. You on the bench. Yeah. Yeah, that's all you had to do. You know, like I'll say, when you have an all-time great, they're going to make you look good.
That's
so
a wild
I'm going to say, my main thing is this Clippers team doesn't have leadership. The head coach is getting rid of your point guard this last year in the league.
Because they apparently can't seem to agree on things.
We're going to send you home. Yes. James Harden doesn't play no defense, and he got Kawhi who shows up when he want to show up. How do you expect to win with a team like that? And, oh, by the way, make it better. You got rid of Paul George like he was the problem.
Yeah. Paul George took the team to the Western Conference Finals.
Paul George is laughing.
Say what you want about Paul right now in this stage of his career, but he did take that sorry-ass team to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history. Yeah.
James Harden hasn't been to a finals, and Kawhi, one of his finals, like some of his finals, he was playing with 3 Hall of Famers and a Hall of Fame coach, and then the other one, everybody on the doggone Warriors got hurt for him to win his.
And he only played like 40 games that year because of load management. So.
Hey, Jay, the NBA season is what, 82 games, and you play half? Jay, what job can me and you work at and say, you know what, bro? Pay me my full salary, but I'm only gonna work half of the hours. So you're working 20 hours, but getting paid for 40
sure.
hours.
As soon as you find it, let me know.
What job is gonna let you do that?
I ain't seen one yet, but as soon as you find it, let me know. I work 20 hours and get paid for 40. That's the world we living in, though, with him, man.
Yeah, it's crazy though, bro. And then they talk about some NBA players are like, man, they went broke and stuff. It's like, bro, you play half of the season and you're still making ridiculous amounts of money. It's crazy to me. No, they're like that's the only thing. Sports is the only thing, especially basketball, that you can play half of the season and still get paid a full year
Yep.
salary.
Insane. Zion Williams has been diagnosed with a grade 2 right hip abductor strain, essentially a strain in the adductor muscle in the group on the right leg/hip area. The New Orleans Pelicans says he will be reevaluated in 3 weeks, meaning he's going to miss basically the rest of the year. Well, excuse me, the rest of this calendar year. So theoretically, he'll be reevaluated in January, which doesn't mean he'll be back on the court. Earlier, November 2025, Zion suffered a grade 1 left hamstring, which cost him 7 to 10 days. That was his first absence of the season. He returned to 20th, scoring 14 points with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. But soon after returning, the abductor injury derailed the comeback. Because of these setbacks, Zion has played only 10 games this season out of the first 21 for the Pelicans. His frequent injuries has followed a familiar pattern. Hamstring trouble especially has plagued him through multiple seasons. The current abductor injury represents one of the more serious interruptions this season. There's uncertainty whether he'll return before the new year or whether extended absence could impact his condition and rhythm. What do you think of this one?
At this point, bro, I'll call up a team and say, "Give me a doggone bag of Doritos."
Yeah,
for
I think
this
he's
man.
done in New Orleans.
He he he, he's up there with he's playing. I'll say this: the crazy thing is, he probably still played more games than Kawhi,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. But this guy right here, I'm gonna just say this because me and Jay had this conversation. Uh, it was him and Jai were the headliners of that
Correct.
draft class. And the crazy thing is, Tyler Hero, who was drafted at number 14, might have been the best player of that whole draft class, basically because Zion
Yep.
can't stay healthy, and Ja has had its own. He has had his own, situations in the NBA. So I'm gonna say with Zion, bro, if I'm New Orleans, I'm gonna call up a team. I'm gonna call up some teams, see who would, because his contract is
Yes.
ridiculous. See who I could get. Hey, I'll take a first rounder. You give me a first rounder and a bag of chips, bro. Hey, I'll drive him to the bus stop for you because like this dude here, bro. He like I don't know, like he's a freaking nature athlete, like athletically, but his
Yeah.
body can't hold up. I don't know. He's even lost weight and still having the same injury. So I'm like, at this point, you got to go to a
Yeah. Figure out what's
specialist.
going on. Why can't you make it through a couple games? Because to my knowledge, I don't think he had injuries in high school or college. Well, he had that ankle injury, but that wasn't his
Nope.
fault. That was the shoes were kind of faulty. But outside of that, though, he was regularly
Hmm.
healthy. And now all of a sudden, and then another thing too, he didn't play multiple sports in high school, which probably goes back. I think maybe he should have. Maybe if he played football, he'd have been more tougher.
Remember, Jay? Remember that conversation we had last week? The players that played multiple
They're more durable.
sports back in high school and
He
stuff.
didn't. Now, granted,
Yeah.
his excuse for
You
not
know what? He
playing
should have probably
football
talked to
was
LeBron
the
trainer.
high school he went to didn't have a football team. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that plays a part, man.
He, Jay, he could have ran track.
Could
He
have
could
ran
have ran
track,
track. He
high
could have
jump,
did the
shot
ball,
put. Yeah,
high jump. He could have did shot put, high jump. He could have did a few. What's the one where you run and jump in the stand? I
long
forget the
jump.
name of off the top of my head. Long jump. Yeah, he could have did long jump too.
Yeah, I agree. I think it
He
would have
could
been a
have
great
did
high
something,
jumper for
bro.
sure,
And look at him.
especially with his jumping ability at his size and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yes, bro. I think he could have did. He with the shot point too, bro. He could have probably did all three events
yeah.
and been really good at them. Be real with you. And then we got to talk about this Giannis
Yes,
situation,
yes,
fellas.
yes. So what's going on with Giannis money?
So they're saying apparently Giannis is not happy in Milwaukee, and they're talking. It's been rumors heating up that he wants to be traded. It's come out that they're saying that teams do not want to give up 4 first-round picks. But I have a few trade scenarios for you all regarding Giannis. I'm gonna say this. First of all, if I was a team, Giannis, if I'm a trade for Giannis, bro, you got to commit to me at least for 4 seasons, bro.
Yeah,
Straight up, because I'm gonna have to give up a lot of
correct.
assets to get you. And I'm gonna ask you with some of these trades, And then same with you with the trades you have that you've seen. Do you think it's a good trade for which team? Bad trade? Even trade for both teams? Just let me know if you're the team, would you make the
Okay.
trade or not? Okay, so the Spurs, they have them trading Fox, Keldon Johnson, Castle, and 3 first-round picks for Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr. If you're the Spurs, will you make that trade?
I'm not giving you Keldon and Castle along with 3 first-round picks. I'll give you the 3 first-round picks and Keldon, but I'm not giving you Castle on top of it. Now, if I give you Castle, I'm keeping Keldon. I feel like that's a bit too much. I know you've
Okay.
loved this trade since last offseason. So if it does go through, this is, I mean, 100% yours. Wemby and Giannis is a total cheat code. The Spurs system maximizes defensive spacing. Wemby becomes the perimeter space maker while Giannis dominates inside. They have all the assets. Obviously, they have ATO picking their possession, plus young players, and all their backcourt looks exceptional right now. So I think Sacramento will be San Antonio will be a beautiful team to go to. But would Giannis be okay being second fiddle? Because while Giannis is at the plateau, Wemby is
I'm gonna
still
be
ascending.
honest.
So I think he will become second fiddle there.
I'm gonna be honest. I agree with you. I'm not trading
Yes,
Fox and
no.
Castle. Like I need a point. I need a
Yes.
doggone point guard. Like I know we took Harper, but I think Harper's more playing more of like a two there. Like could you, bro? That team would be nasty. But um, remember we thought that they were gonna get rid of Fox from the beginning. He's the odd man out. I'm gonna say with
I
Wemby,
still believe one of them three will be
Giannis would
moved
become
before the
number
deadline.
one.
More than likely, it'll be Fox, but one of them are getting
Yes,
moved before the deadline.
I agree. But I'm gonna say this, Jay. I think Giannis will become the alpha if he gets moved to San Antonio. Here's the reason why. What is Wemby's biggest issue?
I won't say durability yet, but he's been getting hurt a lot. But more recently, I should say.
It's
But
potentially
his biggest
it's potentially
weakness,
health.
shoot, I wouldn't say he has a weakness unless you were aiming for health. Is that what you were aiming for?
I was
Okay.
going with health, and I'm like, how can you be the alpha in the locker room if you always hurt? Giannis
No, he
doesn't really
don't.
get
He
hurt a
rarely
lot.
misses.
He's been durable. So so I'll say that's why I thought Giannis would be the alpha in that situation.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I
That's
think
just me.
Wemby's a ascending star. He's arguably the best defensive player in the league in year three for him. So I think it will still be his team,
Yeah.
and I don't know if not Wendy, excuse me, Giannis will be able to eat that. But I think that would be a scary team defensively because Giannis was the best defensive player at one point. Now he's kind of succeeded at the Wemby, and Giannis is still an excellent defender. He's not 42. He can still move and do those things. So those two paired up, I think will be a very not so fun team for a lot of people, but a very fun team on 2K to play with.
How about this, Jay? Oh, you want to score 40 on us?
Yeah,
Giannis go guard him. Wemby guard the paint.
yeah.
GG's.
That's gonna be the team you pick and starting five, money.
Okay. No, I can't. I can't.
Why?
I can't. They only let me get one.
No, I'm saying if both of them was on the
They
same
only
team.
let me get one. No, no, no. They only let me get one. They'll move Wemby to center. I mean, move Wemby to power forward. They want to move Giannis to the
They're gonna
three.
put him on the bench.
That's why. I guess I don't know, bro. He going going oblivion. Now if they put Wemby at the three, oh yeah, boy, real
They don't
toxic
move the
every
starters
game,
around. They
bro.
just let you
Oh,
replace
oh,
them.
you want to be a little shooting? It depends, but a lot of
Oh, see,
times,
I never
yeah,
played. So
they
you
don't
don't
always
rotate
move
bench
all,
players.
all
It's
the way
just the
around.
fives, the starters. Like literally, like the name of it. Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay, you just taught me something new.
yeah,
All right, what's the next team, money?
yeah. Okay, the Miami Heat. They're near and dear to my heart. Uh, the trade would be Hero Ware. The point guard. I don't know how to say his name. The rookie they just drafted. Scary Terry and 2 first-round picks for Giannis, and I think it was Giannis brothers.
Jimmy, Bam, and Giannis. I can see that, but I can see kind of Bam because Bam is kind of a cheap Giannis.
You mean y'all?
What do you say?
I'll say. So you would have a point guard, bro. That team would be
Yeah, they're
scary
great
defensively,
defensively, but they
bro.
can't score.
Yeah, yeah, you can. You got Giannis. You got Powell. Powell's been averaging like 20 something.
So you're gonna rely on
You
Powell?
got Wiggins.
I ain't heard
Powell's
Wiggins'
been
name all
balling. The
year. Has he
point
been
guard's
playing
been
good this
balling.
season? Okay.
Yes, Wiggins been playing really good. So you got bro that defense would be nasty. Wiggins, Bam, and Giannis.
I can
Bro,
see
you
the
ain't
defense, but
scoring.
I can see them winning games 84-96. That's their only way they're gonna win.
I'm gonna say this though. Without Tyler Hero, the Miami Heat has had like one of the best offensive scoring teams in
Without
the
him?
league.
Oh wow.
Without him, that's what I'm saying. I'm like it's very possible, bro. Defense leads to
I
offense,
mean, yeah.
and Bam has been hitting threes at a decent clip. So, I if I'm the Heat, bro, I think you have to make that trade. I think Ware has the potential to be a star, even superstar, but you have to make that trade because how long are you gonna have Bam for? Um, Playing at the peak of his powers. How long is Eric Spoelstra gonna coach? I think you have to go for it at that point because Hero always injured. Where you're like we said, potential is potential. Where has been playing great, but potential is potential. And the point guard, he's not even playing, and Scary Terry's not playing. And
Well,
your
we
two
know why
firsts
Terry not
are
playing.
supposed to be at the end of the first if you're going to be good. Yeah,
They sent
yeah,
his ass home like you stay home
yeah.
until that's
So
resolved. And he ain't getting paid to sit home either.
yes, so I'll say, I hey, I'm if I need no, he ain't, you know, he ain't at home. Is what
Oh,
we're gonna
he's
say.
still
He ain't home.
under
He ain't
arrest?
at home right now.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought he was still home. I didn't know he was
yeah.
still in custody.
Nah. It seemed like
Oh,
he in custody,
sheesh.
bro. I
All
don't
right, well,
think he home.
damn.
So if I the Heat, bro, you make that trade because
Well, if that's the case, no one's going to take that contract.
you're trying to win it all.
Not for Terry. You can keep Terry. That's like you making that
Hey, the
fantasy
Bucks
trade.
want.
Like, and listen. And I'll throw on my kicker. Actually, you can keep your kicker. I'll take the trade. It's like, nah. So, yeah. Ugh. Ain't nobody taking that Terry Rozier contract.
Yeah, I'll say then the last one. What would you do? If you're the Heat, would you make
That's
that
not a
trade?
bad one. If you can convince somebody to take that Terry Rozier contract, absolutely. Pull the trigger immediately. Yeah, it sucks you lose a guy like Hero, but like you said, he's been hurt a lot, missing games. Availability is your best availability. You do lose a point guard, so you still would need a point guard. I guess you go get Chris Paul at that point. So,
Oh, no, they got a point guard. Mitchell has been playing real good. Davion
I don't
Mitchell
like Davion
been really
Mitchell as
good at point
a
guard.
guy who can set the offense up, personally.
Well. The thing is, they've been playing good with them. I told you, Hero's been out most of the season. Powell has
I look
been
at Davion
averaging like
Mitchell as like a
21.
Norris Cole, just with better defense.
Hey, hey, you need a role player. He won't at that point. He's not the primary scorer. You got Powell, you got Bam. Right now, you got Ware. Well, at that point, you would have Bam
So
and
you'd
Giannis
rather
leading
keep
the team,
Bam because
and
he
we know
has two
Giannis
years
can win
left on his deal,
MVP.
right? So you'd rather keep Bam and give up Ware?
So you expect me to give up Hero and Bam?
I mean, do you think Ware has a higher ceiling than Bam? I low key do. It depends on how much you value Bam compared to Ware.
But here's my thing, right? Um, if I could keep Hero wearing a point guard and give up less, and I trade Bam, you have to think long and hard about it. To be honest with you, but I'm gonna say I don't see any world the where they're like the Bucks are like, hey, we'll take Bam, but y'all can keep Ware. and everybody else. You get what I'm saying? I think any trade you're gonna make to get Giannis, you're gonna have to trade where.
Okay. What's your third team?
I'm gonna just be honest with you. Third
Okay.
team is the Lakers. They have Roy, Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Max Khalib, Kenneth, 4 first-round pick swaps, and 2 firsts.
No.
Would you make that
I
trade?
think it's a bad
You're
fit
the
on
Lakers.
both ends. Max Kleber is not a very good player. He's not playing in LA, so that's why he got mentioned in that trade. Who else you mentioned?
Roy, Vanderbilt,
Yeah, Gabe Vincent's washed.
Kenneth.
Rui Hachimura is a good player, so I mean, Jared Vanderbilt's a defensive player. You're getting a bunch of role players back. You're not really getting a guy who can help the team as a whole, you know? So I think that's a bad trade, and I think that's a bad fit for the Lakers. You're getting Giannis in there to play with Luka. How does Luka and Giannis complement each other? I don't really see it. And don't forget about LeBron James. I don't think that's a good fit. I think personally that's the worst one. What do you think of it? You like this one? Yeah.
I think it's a horrible trade for the Bucks. Like, you're getting 2 firsts that are going to be late, potentially. Pick swaps, which you're not going to use because they're going to have better records than you. And none of those players can have the potential to be a superstar. At least with the Spurs trade, Castle has the potential. You're getting Fox, who's at least an all-star. With the Heat, you're getting Hero. You're getting Ware, who I think Ware has superstar potential. And Hero can score. I don't think you're getting anything back. I wouldn't even answer the phone for that.
All right. Well, I got
To be
3
honest
you
with
didn't
you,
mention.
about the
So
Bucks.
the first one you just gotta have to hear me out on, okay?
Okay.
So my favorite
Go
one,
ahead.
and this is basically the rich get richer. Giannis and OKC.
I seen
Giannis
that.
and SGA, the free throw merchant himself with Giannis. I don't know, man. Because in this one, I got you giving up not Chet. I got you giving up Jalen Williams, Carson Wallace, and 3 first-round picks. Move on. You probably have to give up more than 3, but they got plenty of picks. They got picks for days. Giannis and SGA, best 2-guard 4 combo in the league, very easily. Chet gives them space and elite rim protection, so Giannis don't have to worry about being the guy holding down the paint. And obviously the picks and the young talent. If you want more players, you can give up more players. And they just drafted a rookie out for the entire year, so you can move him. And then the rookie who was hurt the year before, the point guard, I forget his name. So yeah, it's so much young players on there you can move. I think this would be the best one. And obviously, like I said, it'll be the rich getting richer. Do OKC need Giannis? No, but you can never have enough talent if you're trying to win forever.
Let me be honest with you, bro. If you do that, you basically gave OKC a dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's how I felt when I saw
Just
Golden State get Kevin Durant. And it's like, bro, what are we watching?
Yes.
What are we watching?
Yes. But here's the thing: if you're the Bucks, that's potentially the best
You get
trade
players
for you
with
because
potential.
you're going to get a
Yes.
top 10 pick easily. And I don't think the Bucks had a pick, so you're going to get a top 10 pick that. The way Houston's playing, it might be
Houston's
top
playing
3.
well.
You got to think long and
Houston's
hard,
playing good.
huh?
Am I mistaken?
Who?
I thought.
I'm not Houston. Doggone.
The Clippers are bad. 'Cause I'm about to say.
Yeah, the Clippers. I'm tripping. I'm in the Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers. So I think they got the
Yeah,
Clippers. pick.
Houston's 15-5. I'm about to say.
Yeah, they got a Clippers.
I'm like, Houston's playing out of their mind.
Yeah. I'm tripping. Yeah, Jay, I'm tripping. Clippers. You got a Clippers pick, which is gonna be
Yes.
like a top 5, top 10 pick. I think it's worth. You might have to do that because if Giannis wants out, that's potentially the best package because you're gonna get a young player, you're gonna get picks, and you're trading into
Exactly.
the
It
West
comes
and the East.
down to, do you really want to see Giannis go on and win a championship with another jersey? No, but yes,
multiple.
But it's
Multiple.
like, what will help you try to move on, and what will make this nigga happy too? Because at the end of the day, the NBA is let's do it to make the player happy, which I disagree with. It's a business, so we're gonna send you where it's best for us, not necessarily best for you. Because what's best for you is you making millions of dollars dribbling a basketball. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game. So, I mean, sorry, not sorry. We got to look out what's best for us. But a lot of times these teams make these trades for the players' liking, and they get the short end of the stick. So, I
wouldn't do it for the players' liking.
So, I think, I think that's a really good one. Obviously, no one wants to see it because, like you said, OKC will officially have it. They're already on like the seesaw of like, is it a dynasty? Are they not a dynasty? You get Giannis, that basically solidifies it. Simply solidifies it. My second one I like, New York Knicks. Now, this takes a little finagling, but if you can convince the Knicks to trade you, convince the Bucks to trade you Giannis for Big Cat straight up, maybe sprinkling a little picks, maybe you got something there. I like it. Brunson and Giannis is legit.
I don't think
Brunson plays really well off the pick and roll.
I don't think the Bucks do that. I don't think
the Knicks
Bucks
have
do
enough
that, bro.
first round picks to outbid most teams, and Giannis becomes the king of Madison Square Garden. Could you imagine he brings a championship there? He'll be a legend in New York. Now, I don't know if he likes the big city glamour and glitz and all that, but I think that would be a fun one. Brunson and Giannis, I think that would be a real fun one. And my third one, which is my least favorite, Golden State. Golden State's a bad team this year. I mean, players looking old.
Heard they're trying to trade Jimmy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, it'll be I think I said Jimmy on the Heat earlier. Totally fucking tripping. But yeah, Curry, Giannis. You give up Jimmy. You give up what's his name? Draymond Green.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Or would it be
Kuminga gotta go too. It'll be Draymond, Kuminga, and probably Jimmy in that. But you can't hold on to Kuminga. And plus Kuminga went out anyway. Might as well go ahead and ship him.
How does that help you if you're the Bucks?
You get Kuminga back. I think Kuminga's a good young player.
Nah, bro. Nah, I couldn't do it, bro. You gave me two horrible contracts, and then Kuminga not good on that one, bro.
I mean, you get cap space because Draymond, I believe, has 2 years left on his deal. Jimmy has, I don't think, they extended Jimmy. Never mind. That's a bad contract, yeah. So, like I said, that was my least favorite one. But, yeah, I love the OKC one. I really like the New York one. And then Golden State, obviously, give Curry one last chance to go out there and do something.
I think that's out of all the trades, that's probably the least
Golden State
likely
one?
to happen. I think
You like the Laker one over the Golden State one?
I think I would take the Lakers package. They ain't no probably.
I mean, I get it. You're not taking that bad contract. You're not getting Jimmy's bad contract. At least with Draymond's, it's expiring. Jimmy, I believe, has 3 more years on his. 3 or 4. So, I can't argue with you on that one. What else going on in the NBA you want to talk about?
Nothing much. I'm ready to talk about the
NFL,
bro.
Let's talk about some football. Now, we have week 14 are we in of the NFL? And we're going to be recapping week 13. Carolina Panthers upset the Los Angeles Rams. We're a scrappy team, man. I keep telling people we're a scrappy team. We ain't where I thought we would be this year, but we are a pretty scrappy team. And we forced Matt Stafford to make mistakes he hasn't made all year. You know what I'm saying? Panthers went out there 31-28 at home. They was on a 6-game winning streak. We said belt to ass. Bryce Young was sharp, 15-20, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 of them was on 4th downs with a game winner to our rookie Teteroy McMillan. This is what there's the potential I see in this team, man. I'm telling you, bro. We get these young players to figure it out. We can be a good team. The Panthers forced 3 turnovers from Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, 2 interceptions and a late strip sack, which proven to be decisive of the game. On the interception, one of them returned for 48 yards, pick six by Mike Jackson. That pick six gave Carolina critical early momentum. Late in the fourth quarter, Stafford fumble came when the Rams were in a field goal range. Potential game tying or go ahead game kick was lost there. Did you see this game? Did you catch any of this game?
I ain't catching any game.
Of course you didn't. Now I'm watching your sorry ass Dolphins. You need to watch my sorry ass Panthers, bro.
Hey. They both be playing at one.
Bro.
Watch both teams.
Split screen, bro. One on your phone, one on your TV, bro. In commercial break, you flip back and forth. That's how you do it. Like you're curling.
Well, I'll say this. The Dolphins, they barely won, bro. They beat the Saints. Tua had another interception. Basically, based off of how he's playing, they might figure out a way to get rid of that contract because they're winning. It like, you know how you win in spite of somebody. It seems like they're winning in spite of him at this point. Like the coach, basically they could have went for a score going into halftime. The coach basically ran out the clock. That tells you everything you need to know about your quarterback. It looks like Tua's regressing this year, and he's regressing hard. He don't have, like people are talking about it, he don't have the same velocity, arm strength. He can't. He's basically a statue back there, Jay. I think me and you can move better than him. I'm gonna be real with you. Well, I know easily you can move better than him, but I think I can probably move better than him.
I mean, from the decision making, that's the biggest thing for me. The decision making, I can live with. Like personally, you might disagree with me, but personally, I feel like Geno isn't a bad quarterback. He has the worst offensive line in football, and he has no wide receivers to throw to. And his best target was hurt most of the year. And Ashton Genty, I've been saying he's not that great since he was in college. And he doesn't look that great this team. Now, granted, I give him a pass. He's a rookie with the worst offensive line in football. But I don't put all that on Geno. But with Tua, you're making bad decisions. You're making bad reads. It's a Hail Mary situation. You checking it down 5 yards and somehow manage to throw an interception.
Hey, Jay, to be real with Geno, I agree with you. He don't have that many weapons. Your running back is getting hit as soon as he's getting handed the ball off to. Your tight end was hurt most of the season. You throw dimes to your doggone wide receivers and
I like Trey Tucker. Excuse me. I like Trey Tucker. If Trey Tucker drop another ball, he doesn't need to play on nobody's field for a long time. He complained about saying he believes he's the number one. Then they give you an opportunity to show you're the number one. And you go out there dropping passes wide open. In the words of Shannon Sharp, who's a Hall of Famer, receiver ones establish himself as receiver ones by making the catches where you say, how did he catch that? You got to make the difficult ones. You can't just always catch the easy ones and be like, oh, he's great. You got to make the ones you like, how did he do that? That's why people look at Jetta so highly. That's why people look at Chase so highly. That's why people looking at JSN crazy. So.
All from LSU, by the way.
JSN from Ohio State.
Oh, sure, yeah. My bad. Well, the top two are from LSU, by the way.
So, a lot of them weird names, Ohio State receivers. Olave, Smith and Jigba, Emeka Ibuka, you know what I'm saying? So all them weird African sounding names. And all them niggas light skinned too. Got all them African names. But yeah, he has to be better there. But yes, like I was saying though, man, you gotta be better. Tua, like you said, he's regressing. He's regressing. He's making poor decisions. He looks unsure of himself, and then he gets in an interview sounding hella arrogant. And I think part of it now, after thinking about it, I think he's thinking everyone's against him. I have to defend myself, which I totally get that mindset. But you can't think like that. You have to believe you haven't lost the locker room. Even if he has lost it, you can't tell yourself in your mind like, okay. And if you did, what are you doing to try to change that? If your teammates are turning on you, what are you trying to do to change that?
Yes. Play better. That's how to change that. And it takes
leadership. Take
accountability.
Perfect example, Money. Last night, we were playing 2K, y'all. we're kicking this team ass. But me, I'm a sore loser. They know that. I know that. I'm still mad about the game before that we lost. We're beating a team by 15, and I started yelling at everybody. And so I muted my mic. I took time to calm down, and I came back and I apologized. Did I not, Money?
Yeah, you had to play that smooth jazz, bro.
But it's taking accountability. I acknowledge, like, hey fellas, I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be more of a better teammate than what I was that game. And that's what it starts with, accountability. As a man, you acknowledging you messed up is the biggest thing. Like, I always try to, I know, absolutely.
They
Like, I
respect
know
you
growing
more.
up in my personal family, no one really apologized. So I know me as an adult, I never try to be too big to apologize. I'm very quick to say, hey, look, I'm sorry. And like genuinely, like, no, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I feel like I apologize to Money at least twice a day for something. So, but I always try to never be too big to say, hey, look, I'm sorry. That was on me. Accountability is big, man. And if you can't take any accountability, why should we
Life
trust
is
you to
too
lead us
short.
to victory? Why should we trust you in the battle?
I agree. How can you respect somebody who always blames somebody else? You know what, Jay? I think Tua. I'm gonna be real. Tua has lost the locker room. The coach don't trust you. You and the coach are pointing fingers at one another. Um,
It's like Rodgers. He's
the
acting like
basic,
Aaron
the
Rodgers,
basic,
but he's not as good
yeah,
as Aaron Rodgers. He's not as accomplished as Aaron
yes.
Rodgers.
No, Jay. He was
I mean,
never
yeah,
as
he
good as
wasn't.
Aaron Rodgers.
And to his best, he was never as good as Aaron Rodgers. You're correct. Sad.
He hasn't even won a playoff game.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers at least won a Super Bowl.
All right, the next game, recap, the Lions versus the Cowboys, Thursday Night Football. Jahmyr Gibbs was doing Jahmyr Gibbs things. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, including a game sealer, a 13-yard run with about 2:19 left, and added 77 receiving yards. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have Jahmyr Gibbs on your fantasy football team, you're pretty good. You're going to make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs with Jahmyr Gibbs on your fantasy team, I don't know what you were doing with your other picks. But I think he's, number 3 right now? Offensively, Detroit found balance.
Like
Gibbs
that.
obviously had his ground game going. Jared Goff threw for 309 yards and a touchdown and kept the Cowboys defense off balance. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams also made key plays the same drives. At halftime, the Lions had already a comfortable cushion as they led 20-9. And Dallas did show fastest. Dak Prescott threw for 376, and receivers like Ryan Flournoy stepped up when CeeDee Lamb got concussed, which was very scary. You never want to see a guy fencing. And unfortunately, that's what happened. CD hit the turf hard, hit his head, and you saw him fencing out there. And so, like we saw with Tua, last time we saw Tua doing it, Tua missed a couple weeks. So hopefully, for the sake of him, if he's good to go next week, then good. But if he's really not good to go, he shouldn't play. Which I agree, he shouldn't play next week.
No,
I agree.
you
He shouldn't play
gotta
next
sit
week.
out. You gotta sit out 2 weeks at least.
It's a difference between, you get a concussion, you bounce back. But to the point you're fencing, and no, it's never a good sign. But even with that, like I said, Flournoy stepped up for him. A big takeaway I had from this game, Money, before I turn it over to you, George Pickens is showing us he's not a receiver one. I firmly believe the success he's having this season is 100% from Dak Prescott playing the quarterback position better than anyone else in the league, not named Matthew Stafford. Brian Schottenheimer actually looking like a really good coach instead of just like, who the hell is he? Because at first, I thought he was a bad hire. Never heard of him. This year, he showed me, he knows what he's doing. He's a trustworthy coach. He can call a team. He can call a game plan. How many routes did we see George Pickens hot dogging it? And the people who don't know what that means, he half-assed, not giving full effort.
You know what, Jay? It looks like you potentially
Yes.
was disinterested that game.
That's your job.
That's your job.
Once CD got hurt, it's just like he was like, man, screw it. We're losing anyway. CD hurt. And then someone tried to say, because I love arguing with people online about sports. So somebody online said, bro, those are decoy routes and he's getting the ball. He ain't threw that ball all week. I'm like, as a wide receiver, if you're running a decoy route, your job is to sell it. You have to make it look like, he really going deep on this one.
Yes. Hey Jay, the quarterback might actually throw it to you because you're
There's
actually
nothing in the
open
playbook
on
or the
play.
rule book that says, hey, even though you have a backside comeback and we never threw this route all week, it's more of a decoy to pull the corner away from the middle of the field so we can throw behind them if they're running cover 3. That doesn't mean half-ass the route. I made that mistake once in college, and got embarrassed. It was a play. We're throwing the post backside. We ran that all week against cover 3. It pulls that corner down. It worked perfectly. Well, our post route couldn't get on top of the safety. The safety went with him. He was watching film. Good for him. The corner got back too because he was watching film. They know this is our fastest guy. We got to watch him. We can't get beat deep. So I'm wide open running my comeback. I'm half-assing this comeback, Money, because once again, I'm thinking it's a decoy route, right? First play of the game. Quarterback threw me the ball, bounces off my helmet. Just embarrassing. Needless to say, I'm sitting on the bench the rest of the game. And I'm like, you know what? That would never happen again. I told my coach, I went to him like, Coach, I understand why you did that. It would never happen again. I took.
So it went from the decoy route to the actual main route because
Exactly.
they played the defense differently. Like,
And what happened? They played it differently, and they thrown even Dak was yelling like, "Bro, you gotta go," and he just
people don't understand.
is uninterested, like you said, bro. That was the best way to describe it. He checked out of that game. And it's like, bro, you trying to play for a contract. Like, if I see it as a fan, you don't think these people making millions of dollars see that too? Who's going to want to pay him money if he's going to be checking out the game?
Better than us. They're on the field.
You cannot do that.
I agree. I'll say Jahmyr Gibbs has solidified himself of being a
He's elite.
top 5 running back. I say he's in
elite.
the conversation for top 3. Another thing is for the Dolphins fans, if A-Chain keeps playing like that, he might be talking about being in the top 5 category because he's carrying the offense right now.
I think A-Chain's elite too. And this is completely unrelated, bro. I saw somebody talking to A-Chain, and they were talking about guys who are fast in the league or whatever. And so A-Chain was, they asked him like, hey, who do you think about some of the faster guys? And he was like, no, Jahmyr Gibbs, he can run this, that, and third. He's like, who you think's faster, you or Gibbs? He's like, me, absolutely. But he is the third player, Money, that when they ask him, what do you think about Jamison Williams? They get hesitant. And I don't know, maybe I haven't watched enough Jamison Williams film, but he doesn't look like he's just this generational runner. A-Chain run college track, which is very hard to do. He ran some very fast times. And so for him to be like, Jameson can run. I won't say I'm faster than him, but I know and these are people that I believe are like A-Chain's probably the second fastest guy in the league behind Reed. And so
he runs a 4.3 too. That's what he ran.
Who?
In a 40. But
Jameson didn't run his 30 because he was dealing with the ACL. But my thing is like, where is these people seeing this guy run? They think like, no, he's different. They asked Jahmyr Gibbs, do you think you could beat so-and-so in the race? He said, yeah, I could beat these people. Name like 5 different guys who are fast who I was like, I don't know, Gibbs. You're saying like that's an easy race. Then when they got, well, what about J-Mo? You think you could beat J-Mo? He was like, I don't know, J-Mo different. Like everyone gets hesitant when they talk about this boy running. And I'm like, I don't think he fast like that.
I agree with you, bro. Like, I think he's fast, but I don't think
to where
he's fast
A-Chain,
like
a guy who could have been an Olympic sprinter, says, oh, he's different. Like, I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just not familiar enough with his film and stuff like that. I don't know I don't think he won these state championships in track. Like, but people, when they talk about his speed, they be like, oh, yeah, he can run. 3 different guys who I put in the elite category of speed in the NFL have all said the same thing about him. So I found that very interesting.
Let's see.
What's the next game one you got?
Let's see. Preview, or we're talking about this week?
I ain't have no more for this week. I'm ready for preview.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for the previews. Dun 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 dun. We got the Colts versus Jags here, everybody. If you're a Jags fan, this is one of your. This has the potential to be one of your most important
Mm.
games in franchise history. The reason why is because you're both 8-4. Oh, Jay, little people don't know this, but right now the Jags are actually number one in their division.
Yep.
So this game, it could determine who wins the division. I'll say right now, looking at everything, we have to talk about the matchup. The Colts have Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor, who's been on a tear, but he's looked human the past few weeks. When you have the Jags with Trevor Lawrence and ETN, and to be honest, the Jags haven't looked special this
No.
year, but they've been winning.
They haven't looked great. The offenses looked very bad. Fun fact about this game actually, I want to say it was, I think they said 15 seasons, 15 years or 17 years. The Colts actually have not beat Jacksonville while Jacksonville was home. The last time the
Wow.
Colts,
So we're
the
picking
last time the
Jacksonville.
Colts beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville, I believe their quarterback was Luck, and that was what his rookie year in the 2011 draft. So I think that was it. But
Wow.
I'll probably have the exact stat up there. But yeah, it's been some crazy amount of time since the Colts beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
So who you
I
picking?
mean,
Jacksonville? Because we're going
I
with
know it's hard to believe in
history.
Jacksonville though.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jacksonville's
they're
gonna
not
win this
good. Their
game.
defense is middle of the pack. They started off really good. That's why they're winning. Their defense looked elite, and now they kind of came back to earth. Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback at this point. Brian Thomas Jr. is going through a sophomore slump. Um, the two-way superstar is out for the rest of the year. They don't look like a good team to me. They look very beatable. If they do find their way into the playoffs, then they're probably going to lose in the first round. I don't believe in them. I got the Colts finally breaking that
I think
streak.
so.
Yeah, I just don't like Jacksonville. Even though that's our secondary team, that's me and Money's secondary team, we we don't believe in them. You going
I'm going
Jacksonville? You think they
Jacksonville,
keep the
bro.
streak alive?
I'm going Jacksonville. I'm gonna just say this, bro. Jacksonville just
They do.
finds a way to
Somehow or another
win,
they
bro.
do.
Like I remember versus the Chiefs, bro. I remember versus the Chiefs, doggone Trevor Lawrence fumbled the
And
snap,
still
picked
score,
it up,
yeah.
and still scored. I said, ain't no doggone way.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is gonna win some type of way, bro. It's gonna be like a 27-24 game, and they
I
win.
got 20-14 Colts.
You know why I said I think they're gonna win? JT has been he's
Yeah.
been looking average, bro. I think he's having some type of slump, or they're not blocking the same or whatever. And I think they're gonna slow him down just enough to win and take
I think
Daniel
one
Jones
thing that's
beat us.
being overlooked too is the Colts have changed their offensive scheme. Daniel Jones isn't running much, and that's one of Daniel Jones' strong suits is running, and it's because he's dealing with a fracture in his leg. So Daniel Jones can't run that read option that he's ran earlier this year, and to where can I pull it to give it to you, and which scares teams because we've seen Daniel Jones break 80 yards. So one of his strong suits he can't do,
Yes.
which is making him a pocket passer, which that's not his thing. He's good if you have to worry about the run, but when you force oh, he's a statue, he can't run. That's where I think the reason the offense has changed and looks different, and players are not playing the way they did before because the quarterback's not healthy. Yeah, I agree though. The Colts they look like a different team. So, but I still think this is a bounce back game for JT. I think he goes over 150 against them, and Colts finally break the streak. Next game I
Okay.
got is the Steelers at Baltimore. Both teams are 6-6, making this a very crucial divisional showdown to give somebody a lead. And essentially, this is their divisional championship game. Honestly, whoever wins this game, there's a very high chance that that's the team that wins the division. The winner will likely claim first place in the AFC North and put themselves in a strong position with only a handful of games left. This may decide who controls the division. Ravens still in rivals is one of the most intense in the NFL against ongoing for over The Ravens-Steelers rivalry is one of the most intense in the NFL, ongoing since 1996. Pittsburgh leads all time 36-27. Historically, games between these two squads are always close, most decided by one score, defense dominates, and mistakes get magnified. Baltimore has the momentum lately. They won their last two matchups, including a playoff victory earlier this year against Pittsburgh. What do you think of this one? Ravens?
Speaking of Ravens, they look better. Aaron Rodgers is basically out for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh is a clown show at this point. I don't believe in Mike Tomlin. I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe in DK Metcalf. I don't believe in their defense. I believe in TJ Watt, but I no longer believe in Hightower. I don't believe in Joey Porter. Like, it's a lot of guys that were good that aren't good anymore, and they just look bad. The highest paid, Jalen Ramsey had to change positions. They're just a bad team. They're a bad team. Lamar Jackson return to health and form matters because if he plays sharps and avoids turnover, Baltimore offense could be very dangerous, especially in their rushing attack. Defensively, Baltimore's linebacking core, including Roquan Smith, must stay difficult against the Steelers' run game and control Pittsburgh at the line of scrimmage and intermediate routes. That's what they like to do. They like to throw people across and run the ball. What the Steelers will need to do, the Steelers' offense must protect Aaron Rodgers, who I think you said is trending toward him not playing tomorrow.
I think he might not be playing for a while.
That's even worse. So Rodgers might not even be playing. Baltimore's pass rush and defensive front will be very aggressive, knowing that they'll have a backup quarterback in. Pittsburgh needs to plug the run because we all know Baltimore needs to run the ball. And you know what else Baltimore needs to do? Baltimore needs to run the ball with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's trying to play like he's Peyton Manning, and Lamar, you're not Peyton Manning. You are Lamar Jackson. I don't need you to play like nobody else but Lamar Jackson. I don't want to see Lamar trying to be Michael Vick. I don't want to see Lamar trying to be Tyrod Taylor. I don't want to see him trying to be Tom Brady. I want Lamar Jackson being Lamar Jackson. Baltimore's favorite 6.5 in this game. I'm right there with you. I got Baltimore winning. I think they bounce back in their offense. Looks like a legitimate offense. If they do lose this game, Harbaugh's on the hot seat. Harbaugh's on the hot seat, and he's probably on his way out of Baltimore.
Okay.
What you got for your preview?
The Dolphins versus Jets. You know, we're going to be playing in New York for that game. Tua has been turning the ball over. And then we have the Jets with Tyrod Taylor on a little resurgence. I'm expecting the Dolphins to still win because A-Chain, very few running backs have been playing as good as him. I'll say, you know what's crazy, Jay? Guess who's been the Jets' #1 receiver without Garrett Wilson?
Isn't it Mechie or is it AD?
80 has
Mechie's been looking good
too so far. He's
John
balling.
Mechie the third, which I'm happy for him. A lot of people might not know. Mechie was diagnosed with cancer right after he was drafted by the Texans, and after that he was just lost in the shuffle. They ended up drafting Nico after him, right? No, they had Nico already on the roster, but Nico wasn't Nico yet. And then after Mechie got sick, they brought in a bunch of other receivers, and he just got buried in the depth chart. He was traded to, I wanted to say Philly, then Philly waived him, and now he's in New York. Or maybe I got that backwards. Maybe he went to New York second. Either way, he's finally found himself on the field, and he's looking like he's finally bouncing back from that. You always want to see someone who faces death in that capacity find a way to not only get back to full health, but doing the things they love. So big shout out to him. Yeah, big shout out to him. And he's been playing well. The opportunities he's been given, he's been making the most of them. But yes, A.D. Mitchell has been balling. He's definitely been stepping up. Got to keep an eye out on him for the rest of the year. He may prove to be a guy, especially if they plan on shutting down Wilson. Since we're talking about the Jets, do you think Justin Fields is done as a career starter?
Yes. I think he might be done. The fact that they replaced you with Tyrod Taylor after they paid you tells me that they're either going to draft a quarterback or trade for one, and you're done. You had your chance. You look bad. The NFL stands for not for long. I think he's done, bro. We both like Justin Fields, and it's
And
sad to say.
it's hard
man.
to stick up for him because, like we were saying with Tua, it's the decision making. It's he's not processing what he's seeing fast enough. By the time he figures out, okay, this is what's going on, you can see him go to whine. By that time, the defense is in his face. And it's like, Justin, you got all the skill set. You have a strong arm. You have the ability to escape the pocket. You're a very smart individual. You went to Ohio State. That's a prestigious school academically. It might not be, Harvard or Yale, but it is a prestigious school academically. And so I don't know, man. It's sad, but yeah, he's looking like he's going to be a career backup. And he was given his opportunity. He is young enough to where maybe at 32 he gets another chance, but one of Justin Fields' strongest attributes is his running game. So at 32, I don't expect him to be running the same way he is now. So I think we might have seen the last of him potentially in football. I could see him getting waived this offseason unless he's a backup in Baltimore because, he fits Lamar's play style. I don't really see anybody who want to give him that chance. Maybe in Madden, but even then, he's a little old for a franchise quarterback in Madden unless you get him on a cheap deal. So, but
I agree with you, bro.
yeah, it's unfortunate. You never want to see, especially like Money said, we both liked him a lot coming out. We liked his game overall. We feel like he has a ton of potential, but potential means you haven't done it yet. So at the end of the day, you got to go out there and perform. And you've been given chances. You was given a chance. And Pittsburgh, which I thought he played well, but they had the training wheels on him. They had the training wheels on him, and they had him handcuffed. And then he get to the Jets, and I was like, this is your chance. And he didn't make the most of it. Next, we got the Chicago Bears playing at Green Bay Packers. The winner of this game will likely walk away first place in the NFC North, and the loser will be under pressure with their rematch coming very soon. The way of the rivalry is long-standing amongst the oldest NFL in history with decades of history and intensity behind every meeting. The Bears need to run the game. The Bears' run game is their strength. Pounding the ball in their interior could be their path to controlling the clock and tempo. Their offensive line, which is significantly upgraded from last year, Caleb was sacked 64 times, which led the league. I think he's at 17 right now currently. Big difference. They created strong rushing lanes and gives the Bears a balanced identity. On defense, pressuring the quarterback early and forcing mistakes will be the vibe. If they can force Green Bay into third and long situations, they can increase their chances to win. For the Bears, this also is a statement game. Proof of the season isn't a fluke. They're a legitimate team, and there's something to build upon. And even with that being said, the Bears' offense, as far as the passing game with Caleb, is still incomplete. Caleb is not passing the ball as well as we thought he should be for a number one pick. So their run game has been sensational. If they can figure out their passing game with Caleb Williams, that makes them a very scary team. Very scary team. And so with that being said, despite some of the recent injuries, notably on the defensive line for Green Bay, their defense is still dangerous. They have Micah Parsons, who's honestly, he's honestly one of the greatest pass rushers our generation's seen. Like some of the things he's doing, bro, is insane. So they're going to need to hold up that pressure, especially against the Bears' run attack. Offensively, the Packers have weapons and are capable of running the ball as well. If they get going early, it can help them control the pace and put pressure on Chicago. Playing at home, Lambeau gives them a field because historically, they defended this venue very well in this rivalry matchup. What do you think of this game, Money?
I'm picking Packers. I think Parsons is going to get after the quarterback. This is a rivalry game, and I think that Green Bay is going to figure out how to win this game. It's a very important game for both teams. I'm
right there with you. I picked Green Bay, too. I think this is going to be another big game for Micah. So much so, I benched Caleb Williams in my fantasy team. I think the Packers' defense is very scary. Nothing against the Bears' offensive line, which has been much improved this year, but I don't think they have an answer for Micah Parsons. And I think Sunday we'll see it. Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Okay, I thought we had one. Oh, that's right, because Carolina's on bye this week. That's why I thought we had one more. Yes, my beloved Panthers have a week off, a much-needed week off, as well as Christian McCaffrey, who, although you broke my heart and destroyed us in Monday Night Football, I hope you get the much-needed rest you deserve so you can gear up to lead my team to a fantasy championship. But to anyone who's listened and made it this far into this video, thank you so much for watching. As always, we appreciate it. Please leave a comment. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please tell us what you think of the videos. Please tell us if you want to hear us talk about anything. We're very open. We talk back. We've been very vocal in the comment section. I know I personally have been trying to respond more. Money does a good job responding as well. So don't be afraid to leave a comment for us.
Yeah, I'm trying.
But that will be it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason HD, aka 2 Wavy Jason.
I'm
Until
your boy
next
Money.
one, y'all. Peace.
Take it easy.